Many beautiful cities in Africa are definitely worth visiting. Some of the most popular ones include Cairo, Cape Town, and Nairobi. Each city has unique charm and attractions that make it worth exploring. Whether looking for stunning architecture, amazing views, or vibrant nightlife, you'll indeed find it in one of these African cities. Number 10. Lamu, Kenya. Population 25,385, 2019. Lamu, a hamlet on Kenya's coast, is known for its pristine beaches, which are often lonely and set against a backdrop of windswept sand dunes. Lamu is one of the most stunning destinations in Africa because of its dedication to maintaining local customs. Lamu town, located on the island of Lamu in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Kenya, has been inhabited continuously since the 12th century, making it one of the oldest Swahili communities in Africa. This location is recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Donkeys can be seen strolling around the cobblestone streets and by the market stalls selling regional goods as they make their way through the town. Tourists and locals use the traditional tow boats bob peacefully in the port to move around. Number 9. Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. Population 4.365 million, 2012. Dar es Salaam is the biggest city and industrial center in Tanzania. It is also a major port for trade in Eastern Africa. Dar, as it's popularly called, isn't Tanzania's official capital. Dodoma is, but it's where most of the government bureaucracy is based. Dar es Salaam was started in 1862 by the Sultan of Zanzibar on the site of the village of Nzizima. It started growing when the German East Africa Company set up a station here in 1887. In 1907, the Central Line Railroad was built. It went from Dodoma in the east to Kigoma on Lake Tanganyika in the west. From 1891 to 1916, Dar was the capital of German East Africa. When Tanzania got its independence in 1964, Dar became the capital of Tanzania. It did this job for 10 years, until 1974, when Dodoma became the official national capital. Today, Dar es Salaam is a busy city with a lot of different kinds of buildings that show its colonial past. This city has styles from Swahili, Britain, Germany, and even Asia. Dar is a popular tourist spot and a great place to spend a few days before going on safari or to the island of Zanzibar. It has an international airport, nice beaches, and easy access to the rest of Tanzania. Number 8. Johannesburg, South Africa. Population 5.635 million, 2019. Johannesburg is the largest city in South Africa. The city is the center of South Africa's economy, and more of Africa's as well. Johannesburg is the place to go for a mix of big city culture, shopping, dining, and nightlife with outdoor adventures, close encounters with wildlife, and visits to historical sites. During the day, you can visit caves, nature reserves, or a traditional village. For dinner, you can go to a cool cafe or a 5-star restaurant. Some of the most important places to see in Johannesburg are the Apartheid Museum and the Mandela House. Soweto, a township, is another important place to see if you want to learn about South Africa's complicated history. Number 7. Stone Town, Tanzania. Stone Town is in Zanzibar City, which is in Tanzania. Stone Town is not a big city, it is an old Swahili trading town on the coast. However, it is one of the most interesting places to visit in Africa. Zanzibar has always been known as the Spice Island because of its large cinnamon, nutmeg, cardamom, and clove plantations. Stone Town is a lively place to live on the island. Stone Town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most beautiful cities in Africa. It is just off the coast of Tanzania and is surrounded by the clear waters of the Indian Ocean. The charming alleys of the old town are full of colorful markets and intricately carved wooden buildings. The historical Sultan's Palace is also in the old town. There are a lot of red-tiled roofs, and they all seem to be in sync with each other. The smell of spice from the village markets and farms adds to the mesmerizing effect. Number 6. Aswan, Egypt. Population 1.568 million, 2020. Aswan, in southern Egypt, benefits from its Nile River location by being home to some stunning ancient monuments and ruins. Many islands make up the culturally noteworthy city. Among them is Agliker Island, where the ruins of the Philae temple complex were discovered. Built in the 4th century to commemorate the Egyptian goddess of love, the Temple of Isis stands out as Philae's most recognizable and eye-catching landmark due to its magnificent sandstone columns and detailed carvings. In the evenings, Aswan and its famed temple are highlighted by light and sound shows as sailboats wind their way along the shoreline against a backdrop of hills in shades of orange. Number 5. Algiers, Algeria. Population 2.8 million, 2021. Algiers is a city with a rich history that can be seen in its architecture, which ranges from Moorish mosques and Ottoman-style palaces through Berber fortresses, French colonial residences, and modern boulevards. It is located between the Mediterranean and steep, forested hills. After Casablanca, Algiers is the largest city in North Africa and the capital of Algeria. Many historical landmarks and cultural institutions call this city home, including the Great Mosque, the National Library, Martyrs Square, the Bardo Museum, and numerous monuments and forts. Algiers, the country's cultural epicenter, sits on the coast of the Mediterranean in North Africa. For history buffs, this is a must-see destination. Number 4. Marrakesh, Morocco. Population 0.9 million, 2014. Marrakesh is one of Morocco's 4 imperial cities. In 1985, the Medina, the old part of the city, was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Today, it is one of the busiest cities in Africa. It is a major economic hub and a popular place for tourists. The Medina in Marrakech is called the Red City because it is surrounded by a large palm grove and has buildings and walls made of beaten clay. These were built when the Almohads were in power. Jamar Elfna Square, a busy market, is at the center of the Medina. The Menara Olive Grove and the Igdal Gardens are 2 of the most well-known parks in Marrakech. Marrakesh is very popular with the French, and many famous French people have homes there. The traditional market, called a souk, in Marrakesh is the biggest in all of Morocco. It has about 18 souks that sell everything from traditional Berber carpets to modern consumer electronics. Crafts provide work for a large number of people, most of whom sell their goods to tourists. Number 3. Cape Town, South Africa. Population 4.618 million, 2020. Cape Town, the most important city in South Africa, beautifully covers the Cape Peninsula and brings color to the whole area. Cape Town is one of the most beautiful cities in Africa. It has charming villas, coastal cottages, beautiful beaches, and a lively art scene. Table Mountain is on one side of this busy city, and the peaceful Kirstenbosch Botanical Gardens and rolling vineyards are on the other. Take a cable car to the top of the mountain to get a great picture of the sun rising or setting. Set aside 45 minutes to drive to Boulder Beach or Foxy Beach to see African penguins playing. Number 2. Nairobi, Kenya. Population 4.397 million, 2019. Nairobi is the largest and fastest growing city in Kenya. It is also one of the largest cities in Africa. It is located on the Nairobi River. Even though Nairobi is known as the safari capital of Africa, the city has kept up with modern changes. Some of Kenya's most famous places are in the city, like the David Sheldrick Wildlife Trust, the Giraffe Centre, and the Nairobi National Park. In Nairobi, there are lots of things to do both during the day and at night. Nairobi has great food. You can find everything from traditional Kenyan dishes to food from all over the world. Number 1. Cairo, Egypt. Population 10.10 million, 2022. Cairo is the Egyptian capital. The city is Africa's second biggest urban area. It is known for many things, but the world-famous pyramids of Giza are the most striking. Today, Cairo has the oldest and biggest film and music industries in the Arab world, as well as the second oldest university in the world, Al-Azhar. The city is busy with business and culture. Still, as you get closer to the pyramids on the Giza Plateau, which are about 10 minutes from the center of Cairo, the city becomes more ancient. With a history of over 4,000 years, the pyramids have more than earned their spot on the original 7 Wonders of the World. But the pyramids aren't the only thing that makes Cairo one of Africa's most attractive cities. Sitting on the River Nile, Cairo's most striking features come from its complexity. Coptic Cairo, the oldest part of the city, is home to beautiful mosaics and old churches. Cairo's ornate mosques and perfect architecture add beauty and mystery to the city. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. Your support means a lot to us.